Welcome back, Hour 3, Sam here, AM 1070, The Answer. Wednesdays, we're the only show. And when you hear comments like Maxine Waters, you can get stressed out and crazy. So that's why we're only showing America with an in-house psychotherapist. Jill Payne is part of the American Psychotherapy Association.
Man, we need you.
I know, right? She joins us via Skype. What is up, Jill?
Hey, Sam. What's up is I thought I would talk about stress because you had this wonderful thing happen to you. You went to Washington. It was very exciting. I listened to you in the morning. I didn't get to listen to you when you went to the White House.
Right.
And then my son just got, and he had the white coat ceremony for medical school in San Antonio and all this exciting stuff. And you think, wow, this is exciting stuff. You shouldn't be stressed. Should not be stressed. Well, there's positive stress and negative stress. So you've got this negative stress out there with all this technology and the politics and the arguing and and then you have your positive stress, and then you have promotions, this and that. In our society, the last 2 weeks I have been so booked. No kidding. And I thought this would be something good for me to talk about. And something fun happened to me on Monday. And so I thought I'd tell a little story which will tell people how to cope. And it's an armadillo story. And it happened to me. Have you ever seen a live armadillo? Not roadkill,
Yeah,
a
no,
live one.
right.
Right. So I go for a walk every morning with my dog for 3 miles. I suggest if you can walk, walking is very good. They suggest 20 to 30 minutes a day. That's very good for anxiety and stress right there. So I go walk in nature around my neighborhood. And so my dog is a hunter and loves to eat things, especially possums. So I see it was early in the morning, 6 o'clock, it's a little bit dark. And I see this creature coming towards me, and I'm thinking it's a possum. And ooh, they're sort of ugly and they scare me. So I grab my dog and I hold on tight, and it keeps on coming towards me. And because I guess they're not very smart, these armadillos. And then it came close. It was an armadillo. I was surprised. I've never seen it before. It was something new. And I thought I just was enlightened, refreshed, and I felt so good. And it was a fun story. And so the whole thing to that story is that it doesn't cost money to do something that gives you distraction, to get your mind to change your mindset, get out of the ajna that you talk about,
Right.
and make it a pleasant surprise. That could be with your support system. So if you have a wonderful spouse, have them surprise you with something neat, friends, vice versa, and then get back with nature. There's these things where you go in with the trees, and it's a tree therapy, and so it really does.
Tree therapy. No, but you're right. Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist, everyone has stress, no
Yes.
matter what. You know what?
Right.
Whether you're at the boring job or the most exciting job, whatever, there's stress.
Exactly.
It's just what do you do?
Right.
And going for the walk is great. Exercise is great. Socialization is great. Eating, not so great. Consumption of alcohol, not so great. Consumption of prescription pills, not great. So you got to find really good natural ways of dealing with stress.
So the problem we're having, Sam, is that we're like the hamsters, and I'm not saying we're hamsters, but we're like the hamsters on that little wheel, where they go like this, and they're running and running and running, and they're not getting anywhere, and they're using up all their energy, and that's what's happening in our society. So I'm getting all these people, and they're wondering, what is going on? I should be happy. My daughter just got married. I should be happy. I just got a raise. I should be happy. Trump won. It's not that easy. Matter of fact, when you get something positive, because of those shoulds in our society, you're even more stressed because you're wondering, how come I'm stressed? And so this is what's going on, and we need to really sort of I tell people, turn off your electronics for an hour a day. And if you can't do that, Sam, do it for 15 minutes.
Or,
really,
you're right.
turn them off.
And the other thing, our psychotherapist, Jill Payne, I said this last week, and people looked at me, I've never taken my phone or used my phone in bed. First of all, the phone is the funkiest.
That's a good thing.
It's the funkiest, dirtiest thing. I don't want it in my bed. But two, and either does Denise, we don't sit in bed on our phones or tablets or devices.
Right.
If you're in bed and you're married and you got a hot wife or a hot husband, your hands should be all over each other working it, like making dough. You know what I'm saying? You should be working it. And and when you read these things, you're online and you see a news story or a social media post, and it angers you or excites you or whatever the emotion is, that's not where you need it. You need to be sleeping. The great thing counter to stress is sleep.
Right.
Because stress keeps you from sleeping.
Right.
Yeah,
I was going to say a lot of people just don't realize that they're stressed. And so how you can realize you're stressed if things aren't working for you, or you get up in the morning, you're feeling sort of blah, and you're just not really excited about what you're doing, and you're feeling sluggish, you're not having the energy you used to have, you're not getting the joy out of your whatever you're doing, then you need to sit back and say, I'm stressed. So
or someone, and you don't want to be you don't want someone to go to you, what, are you stressed? That never works.
No, it doesn't.
And then other stress is good because it forces you to complete the mission.
Sure.
And
it motivates you.
Motivates you. The boss says, you're fired unless you can get this done, or or whatever it is, sales ratings, and you're like get stressed, and you either deal with it and lower your head and carry the ball and go forward, or you collapse. Like a progressive, like a liberal, like a member of the alt left. So go for it.
Right. I tell people some people are a pencil and some people are a pen. Trump is a pen. His point, or the tip is he's very strong. He can take a lot of stress. Some people are pencils, and they all work great. Except one tip is a little bit softer, not as strong. It doesn't mean that you're a weak person. It just means that you have a different limit.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, in-house psychotherapist Jill Payne.
So are you a pencil or a pen? You need to ask yourself and then treat yourself.
I'm going to make a third category, a can of spray paint, because...
Actually, you're an eraser.
I'm ready.
I'm a can of spray paint, usually on the sides of buildings, very loud, expressive, and big, because you spray paint for very big graffiti, not for fine things like pencils and pens. That's what I am. And I must be shaken before I'm used. Don't lose my cap, and I tendency to
don't make it explosive.
Right, I tendency to dry out if left in the garage for a long period of time. Our good friend Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist, talking about stress today.
And Scaramucci
Anthony Scaramucci,
Scaramucci. If I say it like that, I can say it.
Scaramucci.
I'm very happy that Trump brought him in because I've been talking to you that he needs a mediator, remember?
Yeah.
I kept saying he needs a mediator, and if you watched him move, he said, I'm going to try to get to all of you.
Yeah.
He kept on saying that. He wanted to include everybody.
He's a good man. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, I got to run because they're telling me to get the commercial break.
Oh, okay.
They're going to persecute whoever is in that role, and I think he has the kind of like Brooklyn feel for it. I think born in Long Island, Brooklyn, whatever.
He's got it.
Harvard Law School, you might have it. Jill Payne, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next Wednesday.
And congratulations again on your fun trip.
It was awesome. It was really cool. Very cool. Can't complain. RHIP. Radio has its privileges. Back in a second. AM 1070, The Answer.